There's been a murder of a wealthy Cambrian merchant delivering a large amount of weapons and gold to an unknown customer. This merchant went by the name of Luthos Ragnar. Our mission? Figure out who hired him. Also figure out who murdered him. As a lot of you may know, Mary's roots, and actually a lot of the SYN Guild members' roots, are that of role-playing. I mean, isn't that the same for every guild? I mean, we are playing a 25-year-old wizard game, am I right? Rugger and Mary came up with a great scenario called Murder of a Merchant, with randomly selected team captains who then picked their team members. It was a race between us to figure out who done it. We weren't allowed to speak in voice, but Rugger had prepared a playlist for us to listen to in Discord, which kept the immersion going. The scenario started out as just any given day of us all hanging out in the guild house, where we were approached with news of the murder by Mary. She said he had something she needed, something of great power. We all asked questions and were given clues as to where to look first. From the first set of clues, we knew there was a homeless drunk bard that was there the night of the murder with Luthos. So we made our way to Brevelia, where we found the drunken bard from the night of the murder. I decided to bless him with a boon of nootropic energy, since I knew he would have been drunk, in hopes of triggering his drunken memory. He remembered being at the tavern, but really not much else. Wood had threatened to beat his skull in hopes to scare the information out of him. He finally came out and told us that everything had been written down in his diary. He gave us the key to his lockbox in his tent, where he locked his diary in. After we went into his tent and read the evening's excerpt from the diary, we realized it was nothing more than just drunken stupor. I know what happened. I saw it. But my memory fades with every sip of mead. I live life and I play Dilute and stomp my dreams onward. I saw nothing, didn't I? Nothing at all. Luckily, though, a note was to be found in the same location by Shade, who was there the night as well, and I guess they're good friends. Rugger, you are hopeless. And we're so drunk with that lassie. If you're looking for your stuff, I'll let you find out where you passed out. I left you somewhere comfortable with 20 gold. Enough for you to buy what you need to remedy that nasty hangover you will have. It's not too far. You can find your books there. You dropped them as you stumbled out the tavern. Buffoon. That girl also left you to follow a Cambrian merchant. From there, we knew the local alchemist actually had a really good hangover cure for about 20 gold. So we traveled north there, once again finding his books that led us on to our next venture. One book actually gave us information over the Ossuarian Desert. Some scribbled notes by Rugger that mentioned a girl named Olivia McCanty leaving Cambria in fear due to something she had witnessed. She was heading to the desert, to the excavation sites we read. After speaking to Rugger as he stumbled in here, he confirmed he thought she might be there, and she probably knew something since she left with a merchant, more than likely to be Luthos, based off of the immaculate clothing he wore. When we made it to the excavation site, we were met by a bunch of hostile nomads. We cleared them out and searched their goods. Nothing was found to be of use, so we continued to look. Just a tad north, we found a cave. Then suddenly a ghost appeared. She spoke to those of us who could summon spirits, pleading for help. We attempted to bring her back from the spirit world, but she told us she was cursed. She gave us a list of odd ingredients to bring back to her, fruits and vegetables. I personally stood guard as some of the others went back to the excavation site, where we remembered those exact ingredients to retrieve the goods. When they made it back with the goods, we were able to successfully resurrect Olivia, and she gave us the name of the next person we needed to find, Elwyn Hannah. She said she was hidden in a dungeon, cursed. She had left a riddle for us to read as this: they live as they die, they float as they dry, they watch the years pass by. We decided this sounded like the Temple of Darkmeyer. After we gave our answers, suddenly Olivia once again started to cough up dark blood as she started to spasm uncontrollably, eventually spontaneously combusting. We got a little scared, wondering if it was the cavern, in fact, that was cursed, but it was probably more than likely the riddle. I would imagine once she spoke of the riddle, it caused some kind of magical essence and caused her to become poisoned and combusting eventually. We ventured deep into Darkmeyer in search of Elwyn Hannah. When we finally found Elwyn after a long and dangerous search, she told us she in fact did have the information we were looking for, but would come at a price. We had 30 minutes to gather as much treasure as possible in the Temple of Darkmeyer and give it to her assistant on Shelter Island, Dame Trickerty. She also spoke of the wagon Luthos was traveling in and how it had more than just weapons and gold, but also something of immeasurable power. This must be exactly what Mary was looking for. Surely, she said she needed something from him of great power, and now Elwyn here is talking about something of immeasurable power. We might be onto something. As we killed creature after creature in the inhabitants of Darkmeyer, I used my thief training to steal from the other teams. I stole everything from regents to weapons. We even murdered one of their teammates in the last few remaining moments and took the 10,000 gold he had taken from the treasure of the Sand Temple. Since the time was almost up, we headed directly to Shelter in search of Elwyn's assistant. We found him near the concert hall. As we all gave Dame Trickerty the treasure we farmed, we realized he had the pack horse filled with goods from Luthos's caravan. We questioned if he was the killer. We learned he in fact was not. He told us of what he knew of Luthos. He said he also took the relic from his caravan. He was there to basically sell it back to us because he knew our Queenpin Guild mistress Mary had been in search of this relic. Success. It was the exact relic. After we basically bought the relic from him, we were told to meet Mary at the King's Manor in Pervelia, where we learned a dark secret. After we had explained to Mary where all we had been and all the information we found out, she came forth to us. She confessed. She'd been having visions of this relic and the power it held. That both orc and vampire alike were after it. From whoever had the relic had great potential in controlling the other two clans. She let us know then that she was the one who in fact sought to murder Luthos in order to secure the relic for herself. At first we all gasped, but we knew Mary had a plan and we all knew where our allegiance lied, so we stuck through her plan with her. Mary said the power draws forth the orcs, so they may already be heading our way to siege the manor once again. We quickly prepared for battle and formed a line at the bridge. Sure enough, the orcs came with some vampire allies and started shouting to give them the relic. Mary quick-wittedly smirked as she walked towards their line, offering a tribute that she swore to be their Viking. Unfortunately, the orcs saw right through the booby-trapped box and shouted for his kinfolk to attack. Nugra! All the orcs shouted as they drew back their arrows and tightened their grip on their axes, charging forward. Quickly, our spellcasters and animal tamers sent their powerful damaging abilities to work against the orcs and vampires. Battle ensued for some time as both human and orc fell to the ground in a bloody battle. In the end, our superior healing magic helped us to secure the manor and the relic. But we all questioned for how long. We knew that wasn't all of the orc forces, and it definitely wasn't all of the vampire forces. We were sure that there was more to come. So as we healed our wounded, we devised a plan of defense, where we knew not what was coming next. This event was a lot of fun for us in SYN. It was a different type of event, one that we all want to do more of. So thank you, Rugger. Thank you, Mary. You guys coming up with this and Rugger hosting this super awesome event. We had a ton of fun. Another reason I wanted to do this video was just to demonstrate that the role-playing community is very welcome in helping out with events that you and your guild may be having in order to make them go off without a hitch, or just add some orcish flavor to it. Once again, Rugger, thank you so much for coming up with this and hosting the entire event. It was a lot of fun for me, and I look forward to seeing what happens over the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or many months to come. Thank you guys to the Patreons, the channel members, and you guys for liking this video, as it does help with discoverability for myself and Outlands in general. Other than that, guys, if your guild or group of friends is creating a role-playing event, make sure and comment below in the comments of what it is. Or if you're by chance looking for inspiration, then check out this video right here, as it was an event that I did with the Guild. Other than that, guys, I'll see you next time. Pwn Star Gaming out.